Beneath the surface of things is a world billions of years in the making, a collection of natural wonders, of cells simple and complex. Biology is a study of living organisms, their structure, origin, evolution, and interactions. And your education in biology is the scientific study of life in all its forms and processes.
So biology we always talk about as the study of life, and it is exactly that. But the great thing to me about biology is it's so wide-ranging. But some people, like me, are interested in understanding things at this little cellular level, but other people study organisms or how organisms interact with each other. And so I think that's always the fun and exciting thing about biology.
I was really learning about how living things worked on the interior level, the way organisms interacted, the way the systems and cells in the organisms worked, and I just found that to be inherently interesting.
The best thing about doing what I do is what I find in the lab when I run whatever experiments it is that I'm doing. And what it culminates to is something that, although it's already a physical and biological truth, it's the first time a human has looked at it and realized it.
I like to figure something out that no one else knows, or at least that I don't know. I like tinkering with things, and so here I'm tinkering with very, very small things, they're proteins, but it helps to understand how they work.
It gives me a sense of self-worth and confidence in what I'm doing, that I can take all of this information that seems so highly specialized to other people and incorporate it into a project that actually turns out a product that's really useful to everybody. So it's very much of a like self-esteem and an important position that I can do all of this work and it can be useful to other people.
Careers in the sciences continue to grow each and every year. Pursuing a career in biology can be immensely rewarding, as it teaches us to ask questions, make observations, evaluate evidence, and solve problems. As a focus in your education, biology can lead to careers in pharma, biotechnology, medical research, environmental or wildlife science, education, and so much more.
My area of expertise is in genetics, plant genetics, molecular genetics of plants. I also do work with I do genomics work, so genomics and bioinformatics. If I had to have a common theme for the work that I do, it's all about reproductive biology in plants.
The primary focus of my lab is on the relationship between protein structure, what they look like, and how they function. So we're particularly interested, we work on one particular protein called calcineurin. And calcineurin is very important because it's involved in activating your immune system.
Each day is, to be honest, pretty different, especially for a graduate student. Everybody finds that they're doing multiple experiments on any given day, and it can range anything from running a Western blot to your run-of-the-mill PCR. You could be conducting some kind of immunohistochemistry in a lab across the street at UPenn, so it really kind of varies from one day to the next.
The focus of the work being done in my research lab, it's cellular neuroscience, it's understanding how neurons talk to each other, how they communicate with each other. And so every time we're thinking, we're processing information, we're learning, this is all happening through these synapses. But they're changing. They're able to change all the time. And when they change in how they communicate with each other, we can store information in the brain.
Specifically, we're developing drugs to block latent infection of Epstein-Barr virus. So they're small molecules that will bind to a particular viral protein and block its ability to bind DNA. I do various biophysical experiments, I do X-ray crystallography, I do cellular assays, I do biochemical assays, and then I will come back at the end of the day, collect my data set, and usually work on it further that evening, honestly.
In my research lab, I'm working with neurofibromatosis. That is a cancer of peripheral nervous system. This is a very interesting disease because it's related to children. And what I like about my work, that we study cancer biology, stem cell biology, and we have pharmaceutical approach.
What I do is I determine the three-dimensional structure of proteins. We have to have purified protein. You purify protein to high purity, and then you concentrate it at a very high concentration. You then crystallize it, you try to get it into a crystal form, and then we take those crystals and freeze them and put them in the diffractometer.
I really enjoy going to work. Every day I get up, I like going into work. I like what I do. I enjoy the whole process of discovering new things, figuring out why something's important, why something actually is not important.
Well, biology background gives graduates tremendous opportunities to participate in the research enterprise, both in a clinical environment, in an industrial and corporate environment, and also in academic research environments.
The agricultural industry is a fairly obvious one because that's all to do with growing stuff. There are biologists who work at zoos, for example, understanding animals and their interactions and keeping them healthy. This is all biology.
Research, academia, and a medical field. Drug production, food safety things, those things where biologists go.
So the bottom line is that the job opportunities are there, the earning potential is there, and as the field grows and expands, the payoff is only going to get better and better.
I love it, you know, it's great. It's really a lot of fun to be in charge of a team that in a program that really has the potential to impact people's life, to impact human health for the better.